conversation. Just want to highlight that page, top of page 87, we talked about the consultation process, the police consultation process. So that effectively starts this week. On the 27th is a councillor session at 2 o'clock, and then to overview where we're at and explain what the process is, and then there's a public workshop at 7 o'clock on the 27th. And then some other meetings with individual groups like the business and retailers focus group, the Andronka and Pacific Island group. So those are over the next few days as well. So I just encourage people to be involved with that. So that's the 27th at 2 p.m. for the council session, just before the night session in the event centre on the at 7 o'clock. So moving on to Innisfield Trees, that process is well underway. The skate park, the positive thing was around the extra $100,000 worth of grant from Trust Waikato for the skate park.
So where are we up to that? And that's fantastic. Congratulations on that, 100,000. How's it tracking? And have we got a design, and when's it going to be built, and where are we up to? Please.
So I'm not involved on the group, so
Councillor Gash? Thank you.
To be honest, we haven't had a meeting for a while due to the elections and bits and pieces, but it is progressing.
So who's actually project managing it now then?
Sarah
is. Okay, sorry.
I know she's in contact with the working group, which is even Larry, on a more regular basis in the governance group, but that's working through the designs and contractors and things like that. So there is a loose concept plan, but there's now some costings being done to see how big we can get the money.
Good. This is for the new councillors, the proposed skate park that's by, we've got the pools, then that other park, and then that empty section on the corner down, what's the street? Oh, am I that way? Sullivan Drive, yes, it's next to the park and the swimming pools here in the world. Alright. Okay, thank you for that update.
Terra Walkway, a group, again Sarah's managing this process from our perspective. The project has been split into sort of two fundamental areas, and in terms of the Terra Community Board had a project manager to look after the walkway and the two infrastructural components, which is the bridge and the rail crossing, have been managed by engineering staff. The meeting was to talk about the interface between those two parts of the project, and probably more importantly, what was the wider impact on what would happen if these changes occurred, what would happen to the reserve at the main end and at the top end as well. So that conversation is still underway. So they had an initial meeting, there's another one I believe planned. The bottom of page 87, strategic policy, public concept plan. Over the page we can see the outcomes of
Sorry, Councillor Boyne wants to.
On the wastewater treatment plant and Elsie Rivers, the second sentence in there, it says at a strategic level for the district and impacts on wastewater. The strategic impact on the district, does that includes the impact on farm and on activities across the district, and that would mainly be farm.
Through you, which I think this, if we ignore the title, I think this whole issue around where the district is going is critical for council to address coming up. And Healthy Rivers is obviously one impact in terms of its impact on dairy, on employment, on GDP, on ancillary services, all those things is critical. We're also in a situation where over the last 18 months our population has actually grown and GDP is looked pretty strong. So we've got two different dynamics going on here. Wastewater plants and point of source discharges in terms of make sure we comply with healthy rivers is an issue for council. So something that I will be bringing to council around the annual planning process is I believe we need to do some economic assessment around all those different drivers and potential impacts and how we address them and move forward, because there are some really big ticket items in there that we need to consider.
So just a quick response. I attended a DBNZ forum at Tarahira where a number of 41 million was cited as the total cost to all councils affected by all districts affected by the Healthy Rivers Initiative. So that will include us. Next one being will be Waikato and all the way down to the lower Waikato. So someone must have done some analysis, and it would be interesting to pull out and see what is our piece of the 41 million, because and the allegation was that it would have been a lot worse. I was there as a farmer sort of meeting. So 41 million was the analysis that had been done by the consultative group, and that was the total impact per annum, the loss of GDP for the whole project down the whole river. So we must be in there somewhere. So our piece of it must be available. So
yeah, through you, the figures were placed put on the website initially by the technical stakeholder group and the collaborative group around some numbers. The number I was told was 485 million. So there's per annum for the Waikato region as a whole in terms of impact on GDP because of export, reduction in exports. So that's New Zealand impacts with 485 million. It's a huge number. Ours, 13.5% of our population works in dairy, our district population. It's 51% of our rate base alone in dairy, and the impacts are quite considerable. So those numbers that we quoted before, they've seemed to have disappeared off the website. We're trying to find some of that just recently to do some work around that. But I think it's bigger than just healthy rivers. There's other things going on as well. I think we need to consider that. It's scary.
It is, yeah. Thank you for that. All right, moving on with the reports. So that's all happening in that'll come to the annual plan. Yes, exactly.
That's how we address that.
Right, so we're back on page 88.
So this is the top part of it. This is the general themes that come out of the totally moving forward work, and in relation particularly to the survey. So it's the plan that will roll into the concept plan and what effect we're going to do about those things.
There's been a lot of good work done by that moving forward group. I think Councillor Baldwin, you're going to be going on to that group, reporting back. They're very, they've got some jolly good ideas and they're actually very motivated. Right.
A lot of the other things are things that have been discussed before, so I'll be able to take questions on some of those things that have done.
Are there any questions then on any of the rest of the report that takes us to page 95? Councillor Van Ryan.
Under legal services, rating sale, or land sale, the money from the sale of the land at Land Road, $70,000, where does that end up in councils?
So what we have is a reserve which basically accumulates the funding from those various land sales, and we apply that to effectively land purchases. So we use that accumulation money to purchase the land that's going to go in the skate park. So that's, and that money comes in and effectively money
So it
goes.
stays in that.
Yeah, so it's ring fenced as for future purchases of land.
Thank you. Councillor Nature.
Yeah, another opinion on 89, transfer of Crown Electricity Company assets to council. Can somebody just give us an idea of what those are taking some land of some sort?
My belief is that, I'm not completely aware of this either, but there's some snippets of land that have come back and have been in the process of change ownership since the early 90s. I think the easiest way is that we'll come back with what's something slightly more tangible, we'll come back with the snippets of what we're talking about as part of the evolution process from the change of the power companies really. So we'll come back with something more detailed.
Yes, remember that,
Yeah.
Item 2 is the current compound project. Is that now complete? Because there's been some commenting
Yes.
locally about that.
So the last thing is the implementation of the swipe gear. We had to change our back door because it wasn't robust enough or reinforced back door to actually get the locking mechanism. And it's just the last piece of wiring to go and do it for the scanners so that we can access the back of the building, which effectively is locked off, and to the main entry gate and inside pedestrian gate.
So time frame that we'll be looking at next week? Okay.
Assuming it's not being some vehicles in there over a weekend, the sooner the pressure will come off us a bit.
Great. Mr. Hopton, you got anything to say?
I know, I was just around the RP, I was just going to determine, identify we are doing due diligence around that at the moment. We certainly don't want to apply something that's going to be a liability to council, so that's really where that's at, we're working through that.
Okay.
So let's go on to page 1991 and the process monitoring, so where we are with our rates and our rates collection.
But are we going to get just Mr. Wi-Fi at the Woodmark office? It said, just looking at the asset data improvement project, and we're field testing that mobile app, but it needs Wi-Fi up there. Is that going to?
So there is a whole area around around
Yeah.
markets in terms of how they interact.
Okay. What does lean activity register mean?
Yeah, so what we have is we've got our quality improvement process, which is branded as lean. So it registers about all the small improvements that we haven't been capturing, so it's a way of celebrating success and
Thank you. Any other questions of anyone? Sorry, Councillor Gage.
Just a question regarding the rates. I know this is only a snapshot of that rates paid so far. The previous arrears, the year's arrears balance is 1.1. That comes up basically every year, is that arrears balance is sitting there. At what stage is that written off and how much do we write off?
We very, 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 very rarely write anything off because we've always got a process that we can actually get that money back. It's the situation where we end up writing off small pockets of money is where we actually finally go into a rating sale and we don't actually get enough out of the sale of the property to cover our debts. So the amount of write-off is actually very, very low.
So what's the situation? That's the previous years. What's the cumulative amount over? It must just continue.
So that's the cumulative amount. So that's snapshot.
So it's not just last year, that could be the last 10 years. Thank you.
Then we go over to page 92, 93, where we've got some history, grant history.
Sales and the status of our rebates.
Any comments? Any questions? And then page 94. That's just looking forward and some of the issues and challenges. So, health shuttle, where are we up to with the health shuttle today?
Interesting processes that the last remaining, so a little bit back, we've got $200,000 through the $5 million funding to fund a public transport service, predominantly looking at health concerns and social aspects. A lot of that work, a lot of the objectives of that have been reached in terms of the Tokoroa circuit and the district circuit. The last really and an information service, the last remaining part of that project, that wider initiative was really around a way of getting people through to particularly the health campuses. So, long meeting with a large number of parties, So the District Health Board provide funding to a range of service providers in this area. There's no agreed integration with that, and we're particularly initially uninterested in actually looking at that situation. We've got Red Cross providing some services, we've got St John's. So between Waitakere Regional Council, St John, Red Cross, DHB and us, we've agreed, and DHB have agreed to look at saying, can we actually form a proper integrated health transport service from South Waikato through to Hamilton campuses. So just got a MOU signed off between those parties. So yes, it's going to be, it could take a little while, but DHB particularly is more challenging to work with than others. But in the first instance, there's money put aside for St John to purchase a vehicle, a van, so we should be able to run a service from Tokoroa through Hamilton with the van that they can purchase through the money that will put to one side. Red Cross have got some of their own money that they're able to utilise to purchase another van, which we should be able to help them from a procurement perspective. So hoping within the next month or two that we'll have two vans on the ground providing the service between South Waikato through. Got Red Cross and St John to agree to work together on the provision of how they pick up each other's people. There's a whole lot of boundary issues around funding which is difficult.
So we're moving through that.
Yeah, so that was very long.
Thank you. Are there any other, thank you for that. Are there any other comments? Has anybody got any questions?
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes.
Just a query about the industrial land development capabilities. That's still being
So that's quoted in that wide perspective. So that's how it's been cast, just to it's not
Yeah. All right, there are no other questions. Thank you very much for your report, Mr. Smith. Recommendation is on page 94 and it was for information purposes. We're just receiving the report. Can I have a move and a seconder? Councillor Van Rooyen and Councillor Bell. All those in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. Thank you. Thank you for that. Mr. Hobbs.
I was going to say, back point, that these reports we changed probably 18 months ago to fall into line with the council outcomes, so we now report back against outcomes. Very keen though for, I guess, new fresh eyes looking at them, and perhaps councils have been on council for a while. If you think we can adjust them or amend them or improve them, always happy to give that feedback.
Thank you for that. Page 95, we're adopting the annual report with the summary, which is 2015-16, and it's this attachment to the report. Basically, it's just a matter of a technicality. It just needs to be adopted. We receive it and we adopt it. Can I have a mover and a seconder for this? Councillor Gash and Councillor Machin. All those in favour, please say aye. Against, carried. And this is just a summary document of the annual report that is actually already out.
So just in minor notes, there was auditors wanting to move some paragraphs from one page to another, the change in two words.
Okay, where do we do that?
So basically, that came back the last few days and said, well, actually, move one paragraph back one. So it's of no substance at all. So what you've seen in this document is, I don't think you actually notice any different other than the legal format.
Okay, so the content is, thank you for that. Alright, so that has been noted. Moving on, thank you very much for that. We've now got the Communications Manager, Mrs. Fabry. We've got your Communications report, please. And that starts on page 96 and goes to 100. And this again is for information purposes.
Morning, councillors, and through you, Worship. I'm going to take the report as read.
Thank you.
Just one thing I was going to highlight was around antenna. You may recall the discussion, well, 6 of you will recall the discussion we had last council meeting around the public notification app.
That's on page 98 at the bottom.
Sorry, that's on page 98. Thank you, Lisa. So we're going to be doing a bit of a soft launch on that, probably doing some shoulder tapping in the community to request people to actually download the app and then give us some feedback. Some of those people may well include councillors that have actually shoulder tap to do that for us. We're just working in with Datacom and the other councils have signed up on a soft launch of that. That's really the only thing. Oh, and just to note, there was some concern around the table about us signing up to an annual contract or a 3-year contract. It is actually a monthly contract with a 1 month's notice. So if it's not bedding down, if it's not working, it's a 1 month notice out.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions or comments from Mrs. Fabry on the communications report? Nice and easy. The recommendation is on the bottom of page 100. Can I have a mover and a second of the recommendation, please? Thank you, Mrs. Fabry. Nice and easy. Councillor Lee is moving it. Councillor Bell is seconding them. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Item 5.15, Mrs. Robinson. Oh, thank you. The regulatory group report. And that starts on page 101. You can just highlight any thing you want to highlight. Thank you.
Yes, morning. So if you are any questions as we go through, please feel free to stop. I will just highlight a few things. And if there's anything additional that you want to see in future reports, please feel free to let me know. So on page 101, I just wanted to note that the Cheryl Wake consent for the cafe restaurant in the Waiho area. Cheryl Wake is overseas, so the application is still on hold, but we are looking to set a hearing date very soon. The intention, as previously mentioned, I think, is that we will be appointing commissioners, one being Councillor Vanderoon, Antoine Coffin and Murray Cavell, and those 2 persons were part of our district plan hearings panel. So we'll be pulling that together quite soon. I'm not sure whether we actually need to come back to council for the formal appointment of those commissioners. We may be able to do that under delegation, so just a heads up that that's the process we'll be following. On page 102, I just wanted to highlight Mr. Eaton Glenview Campground Resource Consent application. At this stage, we're still looking for further information, so it's quite a robust further information request that we've sent out to the applicant by his agent. And at this stage, there's still quite a few parties that we have determined that are likely to be affected that will need their consent before the process continues. One of those parties is likely to be council at this stage, and so we may need to distance ourselves from the processing of that. So those discussions are still ongoing. On page 105, I just wanted to highlight the controlled purchase operation that our liquor staff did with our local police was very successful. There was only one that failed, and as a result of that, it just required further education of that general manager on the night. So that's when the police go to off licences with underage people and attempt to purchase alcohol. So good result. Another factor of a very successful alcohol board group where all the licensees get together and learn together. And that feeds us into the next thing I wanted to highlight, which is this week is Be Safe Go Low week, and the liquor alcohol board group is promoting low alcohol and no alcohol beer in the district. Page 107, bit of a momentous occasion where the code compliance certificate has been signed off for the main dryer at Fonterra Litchfield. So good work there from our staff and from the project manager and the people that we've been working with very closely for some time. The bottom of page 107, animal control. Just wanted to highlight to the new councillors that when we refer to the number of jobs that fell within the unit's KPI guidelines, what those are is that we have a 1 hour attendance time frame for stop on roads, dog attacks and dog aggression. And we've just initiated some socialisation with councillors around the proposed amendments to the Dog Control Act. We've seen that in the paper. We were very fortunate to host our local MP, our animal control people, took her around, and a lot of the issues that we have raised with her are actually going to be reflected in the new legislation. So in general, we do support the proposed changes regarding menacing dogs and some changes to the infringement fees. At the most recent council meetings before the elections, there was a request for our team to have another look at whether the dog bylaw needed to be reviewed. So we have a bylaw workshop which is going to be scheduled around February, March to look at a whole lot of bylaws. And in the meantime, we've initiated a survey and In Touch and on Survey Monkey around the dog bylaw in particular, so keep an eye out for that. Page 109, it's a paragraph there just flagging to council again that we don't have any clear direction how the transition from this council from rural fire responsibilities to the New Zealand Fire Service is going to occur as of 1 July. Still unclear about how that's going to work with our assets, being the vehicle in the main and our staff. So still trying to get some information regarding that and how that's going to impact on the new budgets that we put forward in front of them and levels of service that the community are now receiving.
Have they not been keeping you up to date over the period of the transition?
There's a transition group, but the focus is it's not really around local authorities. It's the focus is around around the existing volunteers in the NZ Fire Service and other rural firefighting parties as such. We don't have a rural firefighting party. We contract that out, so that's sort of a simple process for us. It's only going to impact the current service that Ian Runnings, our medicine manager, provides. We will have to deal with employment issues when there is the major jobs that he may still be doing for the new organisation. We still don't know what that is and whether that's going to suit him personally or suit us as an organisation. How we restructure the current role that he does play now.
Thank you.
Through to you, just for those new councillors, Mr. Baines, who Mr. Robinson's just referred to, fulfills two functions for us, rural fire and civil defence. Part of the issue in the outlines is if we lose it from a rural fire perspective, how do we sustain the civil defence activities from a funding perspective? So that are things that we'll be considering moving forward. We are struggling to meet our requirements under civil defence anyway at the moment, so there are some issues there that we'll bring forward.
Okay, thank you.
So lastly, on page 111, under forward focus, resource management, there's a note there, the district plan change Huffington was plan change to Waikato Regional Council. I understand that was notified today or in the weekend. I haven't caught up with it yet, but it was expected on the 22nd. So part of that process, as I've alerted council to in the past, is that we will be appointing Murray Brown, who has been involved, he was our consultant for our district plan process. He's going to be working with staff on a submission to ensure that council is engaged in that process, so we don't lose sight of all the wins that we did get through the working group that actually created the work. On the 17th of November at council's next council meeting, Waikato Regional Council staff will come along and present how there is plan change to council, so you get it from their perspective. After that, we will be arranging some sort of workshop whether it happens on that day or later on, and any submission that we do put forward on council's behalf will come back to council. So just as a reminder, the intention of the submission is not to go into the detail of the modelling and how everything was created. It's to ensure that we're part of the process, because really when the rubber hits the road under the first schedule of the Resource Management Act, it's at the other end. So once you become a submitter, you can also become a further submitter, and you can also be an interested party later on and be involved in those mediation discussions. So the council provided us with the 50k in funding to commence that process, even though and that was very conservative. I think the quotes I got from lawyers and consultants was something over 100.